staircases. They've got 3 lanes
awesome.
now. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Walk, run, text. The school's creative director says the signage is meant to be an art project, rather than official policy. And many people have pointed out the university seems to have forgotten about people walking down the stairs.
Oh yeah,
both
that's
lanes.
interesting.
But did you hear that?
Yeah,
like, how do you walk back down? That's going to cause a traffic jam.
Yeah, but how do the people get back down the stairs?
That's a good point too. But that texter was in both lanes, so it's not even working.
I know. And this reminds me of the people movers at the airport. If you take up both sides when you're trying to walk
That's
through.
right.
I'm always late to
Walk
class.
to the
in my
left,
life.
stand to the right.
Yeah, I think my high school, I went to Blue Valley Northwest, actually used texting boxes. This lasted probably a week because it didn't work. There were, like masking tape areas, designated texting boxes in the hallway.
To get out of the way?
I guess, but nobody did it. So I guess you'd have like, a little huddle of people like on their phone. But I don't think it worked because they got rid of it. And from what I can remember, it was maybe a week or two. Maybe it was just an experiment, and they were like, meh, that didn't work.
See, they didn't even allow us to have phones when we were in school.
Right.
Like we weren't allowed to bring them.
Well, and when I was in school, it was so old anyway. It was like you could play Snake on it, and that was it. There was no text.
You were like, I'd rather talk to my friends, I guess.
All right, new emojis are out. We know how much I love emojis. Unicode 8 has one of the most requested images of all time, the taco. And also a burrito, hot dog, religious, and sports symbols. 41 new emojis total, but these won't be hitting your phones until iOS 10 or Android 5.3, which I love emojis.
I'm a big emoji fan too.
I just like to make sentences with.
I just want to know, can you know how you can use the is it Siri and you can tell her what to type in your text?
Yeah.
Can you do that to actually pick an emoji?
I don't think so.
I don't know how you would
That
describe
would be a
it.
great feature.
We can experiment with that later. I'm kind of curious now. All right, well now that it's summer, what do you wear? Boots or sandals? How about both?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they exist. There's these things called boot sandals.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, I'm so serious. And get this, they're made right here in Missouri by the Redneck Boot Sandal Company. Here's how it works. You send them your boots, they'll remanufacture them for you. It just costs $50 plus $25 shipping and handling, and then you'll get them back refashioned in a week or two. So apparently this is really popular. A lot of ladies are getting these made for weddings, special occasions, and they advertise it as you can wear them to the rodeo or the lake or all those fun summer concerts.
If you don't want your foot sweating in your boots in the summer,
you want to keep your ankle warm.
perfect solution.
You know who this would go really well with is my buddy Rob Collins over at Fox 4.
Oh,
he wears Chicago boots all the time, and so he must get these.
Summer boots. We can call them
If he's listening, or anyone who knows him listening, we need to let him know.
Oh my God, these are a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's
The
great.
vandals on the beach. Look at those.
I can't deal with
They're
that.
so fashionable.
They are just not.
Are they only for women?
No, I believe it's for
There was a man in
both.
one of those pictures.
Nobody tell my dad. I don't